The president was hung on a high-rise building by his own biological son, who was about to let him fall to his death. Seeing that the candle was about to burn through the rope, he began to regret having divided all his family property among this eldest son whom he had doted on the most on weekdays. He thought he would fall down in the next second, but unexpectedly, the youngest son rushed over and grabbed the rope and pulled it upwards with all his might. At this moment, the president realized that the youngest son he had disliked was actually the most filial among all his children. It turned out that at the banquet yesterday, he didn't give any of the family property to the youngest son but gave it all to the children born to his mistress. Because not long ago, a senior monk told him that he would encounter difficulties recently and might be harmed by his children, and even lose his life. However, the senior monk didn't say which child it was. Without thinking twice, the richest man thought that the youngest son wanted to kill him because after achieving success in his career, the richest man abandoned his wife. So he thought that his ex-wife would surely ask the youngest son to take revenge. Therefore, he was on guard against the youngest son everywhere. On his 60th birthday, he divided all his billions of family property among the children born to the scheming woman but didn't give the youngest son of his ex-wife a single penny. He even slapped him and said that he wanted to sever the father-son relationship with the youngest son. The richest man said proudly, "I already have 3 filial children, and I don't need you." The youngest son said, "Father, how could you be so heartless?" After hearing this, the youngest son was completely disheartened and left without looking back. Unexpectedly, the richest man's retribution came quickly. He had a heart attack on the spot. Since then, the richest man began to have mental disorders and became an idiot. However, the 3 children he had doted on the most on weekdays didn't care about him at all. Instead, they left him in the hospital and ignored him because the hospitalization cost was too high. The 3 children discussed that each of them would take turns to take care of him for a week. So, the eldest son took his father home first. He had been given his father's company worth hundreds of millions of yuan, but he let his father live in a messy basement. He and his wife ate all kinds of delicacies while his father just wanted to drink a mouthful of water. But his wife gave him the water used for washing feet. When his wife accidentally fell on his father, she wrongly accused him of molesting her. In order to comfort his wife, the eldest son directly severed the relationship with his father and drove him out. The father had no choice but to seek refuge with his daughter. The daughter had been given all his gold, silver and jewels, but she thought that he smelled too bad and refused to let him in. Until there were too many onlookers, the daughter reluctantly let her father in and made him live with the pigs. The next day, the son-in-law actually made the father compete with the pigs for food. The father was so hungry that he pushed the pig away. But the man kicked the father directly and said, "You're bullying my son." After that, he punched the father heavily again and again. The man threatened the woman to drive the father away. For the scoundrel, the woman actually drove the father to the 3rd son's place. The 3rd son pretended to prepare a big meal for his father. In fact, he wanted to coax his father to sign an accident insurance policy and planned to kill his father to defraud a large amount of money. The son said that he would take his father for a ride, but in fact, he took his father to the rooftop. Unexpectedly, at this time, the eldest son and the daughter both arrived.